I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whatever it is, wherever you are. Hope you're having a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Kind of forgot. Though it has been my reason to not do very much today.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Still getting house a bit at a time, a little bit more every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
exhausting.
New house stuff. Always fun.
New house that needs work stuff.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? What?
Wish I had more money to deal with it all at once. And pay somebody?
Yeah. It'll still be a lot of work for us one way or the other, though. That's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, I guess. I'm tired. I'm just tired.
You know how that goes.
It's been months of this, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. But such is life, and that's what we come here to talk about. Like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta
Life
and stuff and things.
Yeah, I could certainly pivot one more time, but I'm gonna wait on that one. From some kind of mind-blowing news I got.
Oh yeah.
Over this week, but we're gonna.
Yeah, it's not ours to share. So until
I don't even know about that. I'd still say it out loud.
Well, no, sure, but it's
this is anonymous enough. But
mostly.
But I just need a minute.
Yep.
So, and I'm not gonna pivot one more time. But it's just been. I mean, not necessarily an overly eventful week. Really. Grateful the weather's still cooler and decent, and no more like crazy storm weather. That was pretty wild there for a bit.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of days absolute doozies.
But I'm not looking forward to.
The hail last week was interesting.
Oh yeah, what night was that?
I don't know, but it was like 10 minutes hail, then nothing.
I don't remember what night that was.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It got real crazy for a little bit, but it was very quick.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, extremely quick.
Yeah, the warmer weather is coming though, and hence my thoughts on trying to figure out how to get our stuff back out of the pods so our kids have and myself have all of our clothes. Because this just wasn't part of the plan. The house that we initially had our eye on had the hardwood floors and didn't need that type of work, and that's not what this house is in that situation. It does need the flooring replaced, so timing.
Yeah, it's that the last time we moved, we had time. The house was empty. We took possession. We had
the flooring done right away.
Had the flooring done before we moved in.
Yeah, we had time.
That was not the case. We had enough time to have it cleaned.
Yeah.
Which we did.
Just managing the frustrations and figuring out how to get the things done, because it's Michigan and warmer weather is a coming. So
True enough. True enough.
Real summer is coming. I mean, all of my school-oriented clients have their countdowns. You know, they got the countdown timers. Whether they're adolescents or their staff, they've got their countdown timers. So
Sure.
we're down to like less than 20 days in some school districts. So yeah,
Man, that's
Memorial
nuts.
Day coming.
Memorial
Day is only a few weeks away.
Yeah, it's really a little mind-boggling. The time has just been flying by.
We've been here a month, 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 5 now this week. I'd have to look at the calendar. Yeah. And we've gotten some stuff. Just painting is very time consuming.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Very time consuming. Next real big thing is the flooring, and it's like just pulling the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I'm frustrated.
Well,
I can't find anywhere that will take our window blinds. It just drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do? It's nuts to me.
Nobody wants them. They say they don't sell. And the Habitat for Humanity is temporarily closed in our city. Okay, great. And everybody's, oh, what about such and such a location? Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. And then just hauling it around. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done hauling it around. So, hence, we will be paying to have them thrown out, which really sucks. But, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I'm just lazy. I just don't want to clean them. There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't want to clean them. I tell everybody that. I own it, but everywhere we've tried to donate them, I've tried to donate them. It doesn't work out, so... Okay. But, anyway. Progress has been made. It's just... The next big one is the project, for sure.
Yep. Stripping the room again is... Sorry, it's like, we just moved all this stuff, now I gotta move it again. You gotta move all of it, get it out of here so it can be... Pull out the carpet and work, and then put it all back together again, and then do the other room. And strip that room down, get everything out of it again. Yeah, just... Yeah.
Have you watched videos? Have you watched how-to videos?
Oh, so many. So many.
Okay. So you got this down? You know what you're doing?
It's not a hard process. There's a few things you need to look out for. You got to make sure you have the tools to do the certain things you got to do, which I do, and a little bit of patience. But yep, it's a time-consuming process. The difficulty is getting started and layout, and like for the most part, that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
You got this.
Yep, it's just...
It's going to happen.
Yep. Yes, it is.
We got this. So we can get our
Got
stuff
this.
back.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Because I want my stuff back. Anyway. Before that pivot last week, which, by the way, when you were looking at viewer stats, how many are in the U.S.?
Hold on, let me pull it back up.
Is there a decent amount that were actually in the U.S.?
Yeah. We were looking at our viewer stats for last week, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I mean, our numbers are very small. Okay, we're just...
We're blessed to reach whoever we reach.
Yeah, I mean, we're very grateful for anybody that's listening. Please listen again. Comment. Criticize. I'm up for all of it.
Absolutely.
Certainly. Over the course of the last 6 months. Well, last couple of months. Let's see, where's the time frame on this? See if it shows it. Doesn't say. I know it's like our... Man, this thing is being really janky today. Anyway, we've had 24 downloads in the U.S., which is cool.
In this last 6 months?
I don't know. It's like last month. I think this might be the last 30 days.
Okay. Last month makes sense.
But it's the 10 in Vietnam, 4 in the Philippines,
And thank you to whoever you are.
2 in Indonesia, 2 in Slovakia. I mean,
I'm not sure how to feel about that. I don't know.
that's cool. I mean,
All right.
Argentina, Canada, I'm not too surprised of. It's like they're southern, they're just a little north of us. I mean, it's not. But Colombia, Italy, and Libya.
Hello to you.
Yeah, hello all, man. Welcome to the chaos.
Beautiful how the voice can reach around the world.
Yes, it is.
Please just, don't take my voice and AI it or something. Anyway.
No, AI can't fake this BS.
Yeah, just that's really interesting. So
it is. It's very interesting. Welcome. Like I said, by all means, comment, email us. We post via Podbean, and I know things are accessible via so many other platforms. So I know we're on YouTube, and there's a bunch of stuff.
I think?
Spotify, like what? Fix it and feel it at gmail.com. Or feel it and fix it? Feel it and fix it?
I was just going to say, I'm really tired, but that didn't sound right.
Feel it and fix it at gmail.com.
That is, yeah, there we go. Feel it in N.
We'd love to hear from you.
A-N-D?
We would love to hear from you.
And A-N-D or N?
A-N-D.
Okay. Feel it and fix it.
Correct.
Okay.
It's the closest thing to a business email I have on my phone, because I don't usually let that happen.
So, we pivoted last week.
Yes.
And I said, we can come back around to shame was kind of that topic. It's kind of floating through my head. And just a brief update. I had my second injection, my own journey, right? My blood sugar has definitely been much lower, much
Good.
more stably. Not to say that it was out of control or a problem. Getting, a better hormone replacement therapy was definitely helpful. But if you want to talk about something that works immediately, holy cow. Adjusting still to what to eat, when to eat, even taking walks after I eat, which I was accustomed to. It makes me feel unwell. So, Friday, I took my second injection. I was prepared for it, and I did feel like crap, just as I thought I would. So, it's an individual decision, but what really got me thinking about this topic and in my own particular struggles with it, and this is just one area. There's so many for shame, but there's such a stigma, and I've said myself, I don't plan on just telling anybody and everybody that I'm doing this in my life, because I don't want to have the conversation. I don't have the energy for the conversation, and it's like defending myself. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know how I've been talked to. You don't know the lifelong struggle. And I'm not saying that it's... my hope is in the Lord. Okay? It's not in a medication. It's not in a doctor. I want to be very clear. It's not in any medical professional, but I believe he can work through things. And that how this has happened. How did this happen? That it's a craze, right? Is it vanity? The GLP-1s and the family thereof, right? Which mine is the dual GIP and GLP-1. But how did this happen? Why is this such a big deal? And then now you're seeing ads for things being, the thing I am taking, being advertised to help sleep apnea.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, but isn't the weight loss going to help the sleep apnea?
I think that's the point.
So, yeah, I'm just like, this is out of hand, man. You're just, this celebrity did this and this celebrity did that. And it's not just vanity, right? It's not a fad. I mean, this isn't a fad for me. This is my life. This is my life. But why and how did shame get attached to taking measures to be able to have a better life and be healthier? So I'm admitting it's not shame that's even stopping me from talking about it, but I have been subjected to the shameful conversation, I guess you'd say.
Well, as far as the medication goes, they view it as cheating. Yeah, it's
Cheating.
Yeah, I mean, it's chemically forcing you to do something that and I'm not saying devil's advocate here. I think people see it as, it's like, well, you're just taking something that helps you do something that you could do on your own if you weren't, weak and lazy. I'm not saying that's the truth.
One thing that this is doing that I could not do on my own. And I have been trying. It is forcing the blood sugar to be different.
Yes.
I mean, it forces it.
No, I'm not saying that I believe that is the case. I mean,
it's kind of extraordinary, actually.
I'm always leery of medications and medical intervention. I've never hidden that, and I'm not new to it's not like I'm joining this freaking train that's going around right now. It's like, no, I've been there for a really long time because I actually paid attention in biology class. The human body is an amazing machine. It was designed to handle itself. If you give it if you avoid the things that do it harm and you give it what it needs to be better, it gets better on its own, to a degree. But I'm also of the opinion that there's nothing wrong with a crutch when you need a crutch. If you break your foot and you need a cast, the cast helps you heal. But the goal is to get strong enough to not need the cast.
And the warning there by being that it might be like once you start, you might not be able to stop.
Yes.
The same
result. That being said, it's like I always use a crutch as my analogy for medications. It's like there's nothing wrong with, if you need a crutch, you use a crutch. And the point of a crutch is to get you through until you're strong enough to not need the crutch. But depending on what you're going through, what you're dealing with, what you're compensating for, you may always need the crutch. And there's still nothing wrong with needing that crutch. The idea with the crutch is so you can, despite injury, despite something holding you back, you can still move and drive forward. Nothing wrong with that. And you know what? I will never fault people for taking advantage of something that they haven't been able to pull off on their own, for whatever reason. Whether it's physiological, psychological, hormonal, biological, whatever it happens to be. Sometimes you need something to get you over that hump. You need something that breaks through to the other side to improve. So, like, people can mind their own business sometimes. I appreciate there needs to be a great deal of care taken anytime you're dealing with stuff like the GLP-1s and whatnot.
Yes.
There's the potential for a lot of physical harm from long-term use.
Yes.
And people are doing it specific. A lot of people that are taking it specifically to fast-track weight loss. And the scary thing is people that don't need to lose weight are using it to lose weight. It's like you're creating chemically. You're turning yourself into an anorexic and you're starving yourself and you look like crap.
Yeah.
And not
I'm
that
not going back down.
you're
that
you're
road.
not doing that, but
I'm not going back down that road.
no. But I've seen, when they talk about the celebrities and whatnot, it's like
First
there's
of all,
a
I
lot
can't
of them.
afford those high doses.
Yeah, no, and
Nor
they're
is
not
that
good for you.
actually the point.
No, and that's not good for you.
It's not what my nurse practitioner is aiming for. It's not my whole
Yes.
doctor's office. That's not their take on the use of these
Yes.
particular drugs. Also, finding out just how much you pay on the higher doses a month.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a lot.
I'm not doing that either.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
So-
money to be had in vanity.
But it got me thinking about it. I mean, lifelong struggle. What if? What if with my particular physiological deficits, this happens to be the thing that would help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And as far as needing something and her concern, with the understanding that once you start, you might not ever be able to go off. Yep. And I might not be able to live without Teflon sponges in my brain cavity. I don't really know what to say to that. So that's not even, it's just, I work with kids that have shades of issues that I did. I get to speak into those lives now and say the things I wish somebody would have said to me.
Sure.
Where this starts is not necessarily always in the adult life. Most of the time, it's in our childhood, in our formative years, the vast majority of time.
The seeds are often planted when the soil is fertile.
Self-perception.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? And you've been with me through the vast majority of it. You actually entered my life right as it was starting to get a little bit more stable.
You're welcome.
Taking credit. I believe that was, I had just started the antidepressants, I believe.
Well, let's see. I entered your life in the fall of '93.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was babysitting at that time. I didn't even have the real job yet. My Dairy Queen job was my first job, not a sponsor. I was still babysitting, but I had saved money, and that was still the expectation. I had to pay whatever I did. I had to choose. It was therapy or it was medication, and I had to pay for it. And my mother's insurance wasn't exactly the most spectacular at the time.
Nope.
But I chose medication because then that would also meant that my parents would have had to have gotten me to the therapy appointments, and I didn't exactly get the most inviting, compassionate, empathetic conversation from my dad about that.
No, not really. No, I can't imagine. No, not really.
So I remember bits and pieces of what got me here with my self-perception and my struggle. The difference now is somehow by the grace of God, when I look in the mirror, I don't want to just think I'm an absolutely appalling human being and I hate it. I have been healed from the majority of the mental pieces, right? But I am living with the byproduct of the abuse I have put myself through. On top of what I do ever have actually going on when it's metabolic syndrome or it's hormonal imbalance and deficit and midlife, perimenopause, all the things, right?
Life and stuff and lots of things.
Life and stuff and things. And you're just that brief part of that conversation with my nurse practitioner really got me thinking about that. She's just very affirming and patient and empathetic, and I appreciate that. It was, as she pointed out, their office does not practice this whole, we got to see your exercise log and your food log, and we got to watch you fail and feel miserable for X amount of days, months, visits before we're going to talk with you about options. And I understood that. I don't even know what shifted in my own mind, quite frankly. I really don't, because talking with you in the last few years with the people that we have known that have made this choice to go on these types of drugs, they went, all out unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
wondering why they're having all kinds of side effects and issues, and really for what? So that you can have to stop taking it because you're having all the side effects and the issues, or they keep taking it, keep having the side effects and issues, and you're like, really? Is it worth like having to like never leave the bathroom and destroying your intestinal tract for this? Like I don't even know what to say.
But I'm really skinny.
Yeah, I mean,
You look
it's like
desiccated. It's like, yeah, you're skinny, but you look like it's like you're a little gray tone away from being a zombie.
I mean, but think about this. It's just like, how many versions of this have you seen in your lifetime already?
Oh,
with
so
like
so many. There's always
Dextrip. No, I mean, I don't want to go into all the specifics, but like there was been different fads and things.
So many. Yeah, microdose meth. That'll help you lose weight. Like that's brilliant.
I watched my own mom struggle, and then when she became a diabetic, like she actually lost a bunch of weight, thought there was something wrong with her. She was happy to have lost the weight, but then eventually thought, oh, there must be something wrong with me because I'm not really trying. And then she found out she was a diabetic, which was an odd response if you think about it, because you're like, why would she have lost so much weight? And they told her it was attributed to her diabetes. My brain didn't quite get that.
Yeah, it's the whole digestive process. It's like, yeah.
Because here I am, been tracking the glucose. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat inflammatory things for me, specifically. Working out, doing all the things, and I'm having zero luck getting it off. Now, you could say that my propensity to not eat is my enemy, which is the truth, which was one of my concerns doing this. But I don't know what happened when I was sitting there and listening to her, and we're talking about it, and we're looking at the websites, and she showed me the pamphlet, and we're going over it. I just thought, you know what? And then the talk of there's something better coming, which I found out through my research was the thing I was talking about that used to be available on a website, and I was considering it, but it cost a lot of money. And then I did more research, and I was like, that is the exact same thing that I was considering buying before for myself through one of those online companies. But she had said that thing in the form of it, or whatever it's called, should be available next year, and we'll move to that one. If I'm successful with this and I'm comfortable with it. I got to do something. I've got to do something. So then what? What's the options? I'm not doing it on my own. Something I'm not doing on my own is working. Like I'm missing something. So maybe this is it. But the shame,
possible. Yeah.
But it's not about shame. And so many people, it's image.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot who we were made, whose image we were made in. We've forgotten what we're made for, if we ever knew to begin with.
Very true.
Now my kid clients, I get it. I get it. Oh, there's Dory, because we have a window open, and she hears the neighbor dog in the backyard behind us. I get it. I hear them, and it was just Friday that I met with a newer client for the second time, and talking with her. She's 17 years old in these struggles, and listening to her, she's just starting to open up about the things. But I get it. That pain. You think about self-harm, or she may have actually, she says it's been a long time since she's actually tried it, from just not feeling good enough, not knowing how to be good enough. Small town, middle of nowhere, everybody knows everybody. You're tired of being judged. I get it. I do get it. I have felt shades of that myself. But then it's like you see it in a lifespan. Like, what does it look like? And not even just in weight loss or image in that way, but like feeling good enough. Being ashamed of yourself for not being capable, which was something we were talking about with our own daughter. I do think, whether or not she would admit it, there is some of that.
Sure.
I don't even know if she's at a place mentally where she could put it together. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Shame and guilt are not the same.
No.
Right. They're not the same
Well,
thing. They just tend to be buddies.
guilt is typically something I mean, my take on it. Guilt is something that comes from within, and shame is something that comes from elsewhere. You can feel
On the
ashamed.
outside.
You can feel ashamed, but it's usually because somebody has shamed you. At the same time, shame is one of those topics that for me is a really touchy. There's a really fine line, and I don't have it well defined. I think in a lot of cases, shame is just detrimental. But I think that a certain level of shame is actually necessary sometimes to motivate people. And I don't mean that to sound... I'm not talking about bullying, but sometimes we as people, we need something from outside of ourselves to point out where we're messing up.
Sure.
And sometimes that takes the form of being shamed for things. Now, I don't think... It's like if you're giving people grief over things that are completely out of their control, that's just being cruel. That's bullying. But I think if somebody's not aware, dude, it's like people don't like hanging out with you because you smell like you haven't bathed since the Carter administration. That's it. It's like, okay, there's some social norms that you're not living up to. There's a social contract you're not living up to. You might want to deal with that. Like, shame can be used to help people. If you don't know something is causing you harm, you're in your behavior, then somebody bringing it to your attention is actually beneficial for you if you listen. But at the same time, a person needs to be in a good enough place to be able to receive that in a way that's beneficial. Like you were talking about self-image and people not understanding who they are,
yes.
And they're feeling shamed about X, Y, basically, or Z about like themselves.
Like their whole self, really.
And I think that's because that's only possible with people who have no clue who they are. Specifically, it's like you're talking about dealing with young people. It's like they're trying to discover who they are. And there's the person that they feel drawn to be, and there's the person that your parents and teachers and friends and siblings and whoever are telling you to be, even though they don't know who you are. They know who you are less than you know who you are, but they have it all figured out. I had a coworker many, many years ago, and we'll just do the short version. He was telling me that his family was just going to teach, this holiday season, and his family's just going to treat him like, he's supposed to be miserable and he's a huge disappointment. And this guy is quite frankly one of the most talented human beings I've ever met in my life. Musically, artistically, just phenomenally gifted. But there are certain other aspects of his life that's like, man, train wreck. But, and I look at him like, there's nothing you can do about family because you have committed the most cardinal sin of parentage. you didn't live up to being the person that they thought you were before they met you.
I've got a client with that version. Yeah.
And they're trying to shame you into being the person that they had the picture. They're trying to shame you into becoming the version of you they had in their head when they found out you were coming. It's like kid's not even born yet, and they're going to be a lawyer, and they're going to go to Yale, and then they're going to go to Harvard Law, and they're going to be top of their class. It's like, you haven't met them yet.
Good luck with those plans.
You are already creating a roadmap for somebody, and you haven't even found out whether or not they can drive in that direction. Now, I think there's some balance to be had between just let them live and let them be and they'll figure it out. No. You know what? Kids are innately ignorant. They do dumb stuff because they don't know any better. A little direction is a good thing. But we talked about our youngest last week deciding to change paths.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've pushed her to follow a path. I didn't tell her what the path was supposed to be, but it was start walking down the path. If you realize it's not the right path, you're allowed to turn. She's decided to turn. Okay. You figured out this is not the path you want to walk down. Okay. You learned something. Might have cost you a little bit to learn that. Definitely cost you time. But you're allowed to turn, and we'll support you in that. What do we got to do? Let's figure it out. Let's make sure it's a well thought out turn. Okay, plan out the rest of your route. And you know what? Halfway down that path, you may decide to turn again. And that's okay too, because you're still figuring it out. I think we're all still figuring it out. But, it's like I'm not sure if we found the right balance. Maybe we should have pushed a little harder. I don't know. In a direction. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not owning any of that. Nope.
But, I mean,
we did the best we knew how to do.
We did. I've got no regrets in that regard. I do sometimes wonder. And then, other members, family out there that it's like, well, why didn't you? It's like, because that's not her. It's like, I'm not pushing her to do that because that's not her. Yeah, it's like, that'd be great. Let's push her into a career path that she's going to hate for the rest of her life to make sure that, she can pay the bills, but she dreads waking up every day.
Well, and
I know too many people like that. It's like they got this freaking degree, so they've got to work in this field, but the passion for that ended sometime in high school, but they were stuck. They didn't have the leeway to turn. But sorry, it's completely off topic. You wanted to focus on shame a little bit.
Shame.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Well, and that's part of it too, and we can talk about it from that angle. When you don't think you're good enough, and then your way of pivoting or your reason for pivoting is because you don't feel good enough, without actually addressing what you don't feel good enough about. So that my concern, if we're going to talk about it in that realm with our daughter, is it's going to follow her because she's not addressing what she doesn't feel good enough about.
Sure.
And that shame of not feeling good enough. It's not about what you're capable of or what you're good at or what you're called to.
Sure.
It's what is stuck in our head.
Mm-hmm.
Often those are wrapped around lies.
Often, I'm this is one of those things where we're often at odds in conversation.
Oh, so let's talk about it.
Well, no, it's you focus a great deal on people's feelings, and you help them figure out why they feel that way, and then and so on.
It is the career I've chosen.
That is the career you've chosen, and I have a fundamental problem with anything that is based on feelings, as because feelings lie constantly. They're easily manipulated, and they're often wrong.
That is some of the focus, yes.
And
I know you don't always get back around to that point in your head, but yes.
No, and I say that not because, like you said, feelings are valid. Yes, you are feeling that, but the reason you're feeling that could be absolute baloney. It's like if you've ever cried at a movie, your feelings have lied to you. Nothing that you just saw in that movie was real. It was all 100% fake. You were lied to by media to elicit a feeling so that you would feel an emotional response that is complete and total BS. The world does that to you all the time.
It's incredibly specific.
Well, I think it's something we can all relate to. Get emotionally, compromised via movie, TV show, a book or a song or something, piece of art. It elicits a feeling. The feeling's not real. It's based on falsehood. And unfortunately, a lot of the feelings that I've seen in action are based on, at best, partial information. I've seen people just completely all up in arms because somebody was just being completely, they obviously don't care about me, and they're completely ignorant of what my needs and okay, so what exactly happened? They didn't put their coffee cup in the dishwasher. Like, okay, you're reading 1,000 things into.
Okay, can we wrap this background of shame?
Anyway, it's like,
oh my goodness.
Anyway, but yeah, it's like I do think that there is a very I think in some ways there's too much shame about the wrong things and not enough focus on the shame that actually might benefit people.
The healthy amount of shame.
Well, and I don't even know if it's
of God.
I don't even know if it's if I want to call it like a healthy amount of shame. But the shame that keeps you from doing something you know you shouldn't.
Okay.
Or the shame that motivates you to do something that you know you should. Okay, we live in the HOA, and it's like, okay, your neighbors are shaming you about your lawn. Maybe you should go out there and mow the freaking lawn. Okay, it's the HOA thing. It's like there's a lawnmower going on in the background. Okay, but
yeah, I mean that's a strong one.
But I mean, I
don't think you've ever been shamed into mowing your lawn.
No, not really. I just do it because it needs to be done. But you know what I mean. I mean, it's like there's the potential of shame there. The neighborhood looking at you like you little. It's like you,
sure.
You scraggly redneck. How dare you not mow the lawn? No, but I mean, like sometimes it takes that external motivator to get you going. There are too many people who are. I think it's like they don't leave the house, they don't go out and do anything, they don't, and I'm a little guilty of that. But their entire lives are cooped up in virtual. And maybe a little bit of shame about being a hermit. You're basically being a troll. You maybe, just maybe, should get a real life. And
oh, okay. What?
I mean, you should. And it would be in your betterment. And maybe what it takes for you to do that is somebody giving you some crap for not doing it. You know what I mean?
Okay, you just use some harsh words, that's all.
Yeah, sure. I mean...
Very specific and harsh.
Well, I mean,
Somebody said
that's
this to you lately?
I'm not being harsh. This is the nice version of how I could say it. Um, but I mean, I think you get what I'm coming. How I,
Yes.
like certain kinds of shame can benefit you, but it's a matter of what is it about, who is it coming from, and how do you feel about the thing that you're getting grief over. I mean, if you know you should get to the gym, you want to get to the gym and you just can't, and then somebody gives you some grief for skipping the gym. You know, they're shaming you for skipping the gym. It's like, hey, I was there and you weren't. Like, that might be that thing that motivates you to get out there and do it again. Now, I'm not saying it's like you got somebody who's dealing with some, back to you and, you know, your struggles with weight over the years. It's like, they don't know what you're dealing with. They don't know where you're coming from. They don't know what's going on. And outside somebody giving you grief about not going to the gym be completely different. Like, yeah, we have the gym we have part of the gym in the basement right now, and we have the rest of the gym in storage. So, like I say, I'm very torn on the concept of shame. It can be a tool for the right person in the right situation from the right individual. Most of the time, I think it's effectively detrimental bullying. And I think there's a lot, like if you look around the world right now, there's a lot of people that should feel ashamed of what they're doing, and they don't. And we've been so afraid of, as a society, of giving people grief for the things that they should be given grief for, that we are by default and by our silence giving it the okay. Like, I'm...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's certain topics we could certainly go down that road with.
Certainly. I don't want to get quite that heavy.
No,
but
no, I'd really rather not.
Not today. But yeah. It's a difficult topic to really articulate. There's a lot of nuance. It's not as simple as, especially, we don't have good words for certain things. And shame is just kind of a blanket term for a handful of different things. I mean, I guess we could break out Latin. That didn't sound healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could hear it, but that lawnmower did not sound healthy.
No, that was Dory.
No, it was when it cut off. Did not sound healthy. Anyway, sorry. I spent too much time mowing lawns over the years. I've heard some things.
I literally only heard the dog.
Yeah.
I really genuinely think you might have only heard the dog.
I heard the lawnmower shut off, and it needs to be tuned. It probably has a bad spark plug. Anyway, again, too many years mowing lawns. Completely distracted. And the dog is shaking. I don't know why the dog is shaking, but the dog is shaking. Poor thing. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. She's good now.
As you were saying?
As I was saying. I'm not even sure what I was saying.
I'm not sure either. I was too busy getting told how wrong I am. So I don't even know, like, what... I don't know what you were saying.
We need better words for things.
Okay.
I think it's like... Shame is a blanket term. You know, that with a lot of negative context, because it should have a lot of negative context. But
shame isn't a motivator.
Stop.
Contrary to...
It is a motivator. The problem is it's not it's not always an effective motivator because it's.
Well, and I'm saying this as a term of like, that's what people will say when they want to use that against other individuals, thinking that that will be effective.
Yeah, it's like if you're using it on the wrong person, all you do is you drive them further down the hole that they're in. Like I said, I'm not saying it's not. In the right circumstance, with the right situation, with the right people, it can be a useful tool. In most cases, people are coming from a complete place of ignorance, and all they're doing is causing more harm. If somebody was giving you grief about your weight, that is not going to motivate you, that's going to hurt you.
Oh, I've gotten a lot of that. And not even all that overweight, really, which is kind of the crappy part. It's just like any amount nowadays, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
At least in the circles I've run.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In particular with my medical conditions, which also did me no favors.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
But just being that like shame and hurt from like not knowing who you are, so to speak, right? Because that's like some of that identity stuff.
Well, yeah, I think
that's pretty prevalent. All ages. Can be all ages.
I think in a lot of ways, knowledge of self and true self-confidence, you are almost immune to shame and guilt.
Sure.
Because why do I care what you think? Oh yeah, it's like you're speaking out of 100% ignorance. I don't care. I know you're 100% wrong. Say what you want. I give a crap. But I think that's where it actually gets its strength, is because I think we all have, to a degree, our own self-doubts. You know, I think I was pretty good in that area, but apparently, maybe I'm not, kind of thing. You know, it's like this person sees this, and it's like, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I am. And that's gives it that foothold to cause us grief. But there's something to be said for understanding who you are, where you came from, where you are now. And then hearing what's said and only giving it the weight that it's warranted.
And sometimes you have to have the cognition to be able to do that. And that's not typically a young person. No.
That's because I think in a lot of cases, we've failed as parents. As a society, and I'm not talking us individually, I mean as societally speaking. Kids don't know squat about themselves. They follow rules because they were given rules. They don't follow rules because they understand the rules or
because they know why they exist.
Yeah, they don't know why they exist. They don't know why they should follow them. They don't understand them. They just do it so they don't get in trouble. We tell them who they are instead of finding out who they are. And there's certain things, yes, you can tell them, you are my child. You are this age, live in this community. It's like you're told that. But there's so much that's completely up in the air as to who they actually are. And your job as a parent is to help them find that and solidify that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of crap up in the air. For years in your life, there's still stuff up in the air in our lives, and been going at it for a while, and some things are still not entirely fixed.
That's accurate.
And I think that's a good thing, because if you stop growing, to quote the most philosophical movie ever, Tommy Boy, you're either growing or you're dying. There is no third direction.
Is that Tommy Boy?
That is Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Tom Sr.
Okay.
at the party.
Okay.
You're either growing or you're dying. There is no third direction. So, if you're done, then like you're not growing anymore, what's the other option? So, but like, yeah, I'm as much as I do have some concern on whether or not our daughter is selling herself short, I guess is the fact that she was able to think about it, come to a conclusion, come up with a plan, and then talk to us about it. That is a lot of there's a lot of maturity and courage in that.
Yes,
And
I would agree.
as much as I question, and I will continue to question, I have to respect that. And
So she must be on your mind since you brought her back around again.
of course she is. And she's like right underneath us, so that doesn't hurt
Sure.
the situation any. But see, I think that's where, I mean, in all honesty, we could probably shame her into continuing. And like,
Well,
but
that's not the point.
it's not the point.
That would be unhealthy and wrong.
And exactly, it would be unhealthy and wrong. And I am 100% certain that if she was so inclined, that she would be an outstanding therapist.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yep.
And at the same time, she has a very, she's developed a very strong desire to not attach to people.
Oh, I could 100% go down the trauma road, yeah.
Yeah.
And that being part of the explanation for
So
this decision.
the idea of having somebody or a bunch of somebodies opening up to her in that regard, I think she finds the idea of that distasteful currently.
As much as we joke with her about that will be her future with her clientele. Yes.
Yes.
It's a different level of liability for sure.
Of course, the fact that she's decided to travel down a path that's going to have the same kind of personal interaction, I find a little funny. But there's the lack of liability for that regard.
Yes.
I
yes,
think
as I just mentioned,
she finds
yes.
very very freeing, because then she can actually say what she's thinking rather than what she's professionally obligated to say.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, you know what? I can see her doing well in either profession. I just know, growing up, my neighbor was a beauty salon. So I know how tight it can be for people who cut hair and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, well, financially speaking, it can be rough. There's feast and famine times. But there's a lot of jobs like that. But, it's like, yeah, you can go anywhere. You can work almost anywhere. Once you get licensed, you're good to go. That's awesome. Cool. Have fun with that. Sure. It's a path. It's also, I know a lot of people that have made a living at it for a really long time. more power to you. I am definitely not going to shame her for that. Now, if she came to us and said, I want to quit school and take up riding unicycles professionally.
Were you going to say unicorns?
Yeah, I don't know why I was going to say
maybe
unicorn.
she could have found unicorns too.
Yeah. But it's like, then there would have been a lot of...
Shame was very much on my mind. And then we had the pivot with our daughter, and I can see where it's still something you can parallel, and that, I get it. I guess... I mean, I've made the points I was thinking of, maybe not as passionately as I could have right away, but that's okay. Because, pivots.
Yeah, we don't script this. This is all off the cuff.
No.
So the meandering stuff, it's my fault.
And yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was easily taken off course today because I am tired. But yeah. Long weekend, they're just never long enough, but it's just, yeah, this was still important, and I didn't want to come off it again because I certainly had another topic on my heart and mind. But like I said, I'm not going to go there just yet. Yeah. There's a lot of different points. That certainly could be made, but I'm using my own journey. I've been spoken to poorly. I've been supported. I've fired. I've wished that my different practitioners didn't move, leave different clinics and positions, and I think I found a good gynecologist, and I'm grateful. Yeah, we'll see where this goes, but it certainly was on my heart and mind. Where this has gone in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And then listening to my own clients lately, I've started with a few that it's very much their story too. So
it is unfortunately a very common story.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. Your worth is not in the value society places on it.
No.
And that shame of not being good enough, not looking good enough, not doing good enough, not earning enough.
Yeah, there's something to be said for finding the people that see your value. If we're short on time, so I'll do the short version. It was a story, this dad gives his daughter a car for graduation, and it's an older car. And he says, okay, I want you to go take it to the dealership and have them appraise it for a trade-in and come back, tell me what they say. And they say, well, it's an old beat-up car. We'll give you, $500 as a trade-in. Like, okay, cool. All right. I want you to take it down to the junkyard, find out what they'd give it to you, how much they'd give you for that car. And it's like, they'll give you like $200 for scrap. Like, okay, cool. Now go over to this car show over here and talk to those guys, the car collectors car show over here. And she comes back, it's like they wanted to give me $75,000 for it because it's like an old classic frame that's in good shape. It's like, yeah, it's like that car's value didn't change depending on where you went. But you had to go to the right place before somebody saw the value that was in it. If the people around you aren't seeing your value, you're around the wrong people.
Perception.
And there's something to be said too. It's like, be sure you are bringing value. I'm not saying, your parents are giving you grief because your grades aren't good. My question is, are you actually giving it everything you got? And if you are, they're as good as they're going to be, and you should be fine with that. Like, if it's like, okay, yeah, you're a little overweight. Okay. Are you healthy? Are you being smart about it? A little extra weight isn't going to hurt you. Bad habits long-term will hurt you. Do you have good habits? If you got good habits, a little bit of weight isn't going to hurt you. You can get on with your day. Ignore what they got to say. Had a coworker, I love the phrase. It's like when Nastygram emails went through the company, people get all bent out of shape, and he was like, if the shoe don't fit, don't try and wear it. If it's not about you, ignore it and move on with your day. That's not for you. And if the people around you are trying to make you wear a shoe that isn't yours, that's their silliness, not yours.
That's a good one.
And I go back to our girls a lot because I think we did pretty good. Considering we had to, it's like we were, considering we had to figure it out and we didn't know what we were doing when we started and we barely know what we're doing now. It's like, I'm almost ready for them to be in kindergarten, and they both graduated. So, there's that. But I never harped on their grades. I harped on them doing their best. It's like, if you don't have a brain for math, you can do okay. You're never going to ace it. Or you're most likely not going to ace the hard stuff.
Sure.
But you can do okay. Did you give it everything you got? Yes. And that's as good as you can do? Awesome. That was 100% for you. It might have been a 75, but that was your 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. But if the people around you aren't paying attention and they don't realize that that 75 was your 100%, that is 100% of what you are capable of, then don't try and wear the shoe.
It's fair.
If it's like it, and like with your struggles over the years, it's like people giving you grief about your weight, and you're doing everything you can to keep it under control. You know what? They're trying to get you to wear their shoe. Forget them. It's not my shoe. I know me better than they know me.
Well, not every doctor or medical practitioner is made the same, that's for sure.
No, not at all. I mean, I can appreciate, like, in a medical profession, it's like, okay, your weight, this could be an issue. And then let's have a conversation about it. That's their job. But we both seen too many doctors. It's like, oh, the reason why you have this issue is because you're overweight.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, it's like, and it's every issue. It's like veins and ankles and knees and hips. And it's like, it's everything. It's
I've heard that.
Really? It's like, really? Because they were bad when I weighed 100 pounds less than I do now.
Okay.
Well, before I was too skinny, and that was your problem.
Maybe 50. But anyway.
Sure, yeah. But anyway, it's like, if the shoe don't fit, don't try and wear it. And if the people around you don't see your value, you're hanging out with the wrong people.
It's very kind, sweetie.
Well, and, I mean, the caveat on that one is, have you made sure that you're a valuable person?
Ooh, that's a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic. If you doing everything and again, depending on where you're at, value is different. World of Engineers won't value an artist.
That's true.
But it doesn't devalue the artist. But are you an artist? Or are you just somebody that does stuff that offends people? Anyway, that's another topic that we won't be doing anytime soon. Anywho. I could rant on tangents for weeks.
I know, you're really good at it.
I don't know about good, but I can do it. Anyway. I'm not going to say they're good, but they're there. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, as
Thanks
per
for
always.
Listening.
As per always, hope in the ramblingness that was me, that maybe you heard something that might help, or help you understand something, or maybe help you realize that you've been trying to wear the wrong shoe, or maybe you've been trying to put the wrong shoe on somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, are they trying to be helpful, or are they trying to be mean? Or are you trying to be helpful, Or are you just being mean? You should ask that question before you... I think we should all ask that question before we start talking sometimes.
Fair enough.
I know I'm guilty. Anyway.
Fair enough.
But, hope you got something out of this conversation. We look forward to hearing from you again. Or actually, I look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to you hearing from us again.
Yeah, absolutely.
With all that being said, I'm Fix-It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one.